Raj, thank you for taking time in this really tight schedule for the last couple of days. Please introduce yourself.
Absolutely, Yuv. It's my pleasure joining you on this talk. To introduce myself, I'm Raj Kandibanda. I come from India. I did my undergrad in India. Graduated in 2005. I moved to US about 20 years ago. I have an MS and an MBA in finance at University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign. And I worked at Caterpillar for about 6 years. And I've been at Apple for 11 years, leading the battery manufacturing design group. And I have two beautiful boys, 7 and 9. Yeah, so that's a bit about me.
Gotcha, thank you. And what about your first job? What was that?
My very first job was back in the university when I was a math tutor.
Oh, nice.
I was teaching a lot of undergrads, algebra, programming in Maple, and a bunch of other things. It was back in 2005, 2006. It was amazing to see how I could like really help make math a bit more fun, engaging, and then also interesting.
Yeah, it's very important, to engage in this kind of difficult topics because I work in cybersecurity, and every time I share my knowledge about this, it's so complicated for people out of this industry, and I every time try to make it easier. And how does your work at Apple look like these days? Like, what is your schedule normal days?
My schedule, typically depending on, the time of the year, I start my day with dropping off my kids at work, and then I drive to the office. Usually we're, discussing about, some of the big things happening in the week. And we have a lot of meetings and also like one-on-one engagements. So I would say it's a combination of meetings, one-on-one engagement, some space to think strategic and plan for the rest of the week. Especially Mondays are very effective because it sort of sets the tone for the week, as well as what to do in the afternoons, evenings, and so on and so forth. So usually it starts around 8 o'clock and it could go till 6:30, and sometimes late.
So work never stops.
Yes, yeah. And I lead a team which is globally diverse, both in US, and they're also spread across multiple countries. So I get a chance to interact, meet, and discuss with my team depending on the issues, and yeah.
So is this better is your responsibility?
Yeah, the manufacturing design of it, yes.
That's
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah.
We have so many brilliant people here who are like working in the companies that we use every day, and it's like super cool to meet people behind these products.
No, thank you very much. Yeah, absolutely.
And why you decided to come to SCP at Stanford, and why at this point of your life?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I've I live about 2 miles from Stanford.
Oh, really?
Yeah, very close. And I've always felt that I wanted to do something at the Stanford because I follow a lot of professors in Stanford through podcasts and other things. And my wife, Swati, she's also a researcher at Stanford and Department of Veteran Affairs. So I do have a lot of exposure to this great institution and what happens here. And I always felt like I needed to participate in some capacity. So that's when I was starting to think, how do I do this without disrupting my career, but at the same time learn and be part of something great. So that's how I thought about it. And while I was going through this motion of reflection, I did come across one of my colleagues that went through the Stanford Executive Program. He was a big influence in me deciding to come here. I went to one of the alumni meets last year, and it was a fantastic day filled with meaningful conversations, amazing people, and and it just changed my perspective. And I'm so glad I took the I decided to move forward, and I enjoyed every bit of the executive program for the past 5.5 weeks, and this is something truly that I cherish. In fact, I've asked my wife to do the SCP 2025.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's not about the education only, it's about the people you meet, about the experiences you live through together. And I find it's really, really interesting as well.
Yeah, you hit on the right point. Meeting people from 55 countries,
Yeah.
and these people are not ordinary people.
Yeah.
I mean, like yourself, right?
Thank you.
You're looking at the way, you're looking at the world from a different lens, and you're looking at trying to truly transform whatever the problem is. As you know very much, we have people from healthcare, we have people from investment banking, we have people from technology like yourself, and we have people from all aspects and several critical areas
Yeah.
within the world. So this has been an incredible experience, and imagine having 6 weeks in this time of your career where you're eating the same food, sitting through the same classes, absorbing the same material, and hearing perspectives that are so diverse, that are uniquely refreshing, has been phenomenal. And I cannot describe anything beyond what I just told you, and a lot of it is still sinking in.
Yeah.
And for years to come, I strongly feel we can cherish a lot of these relationships, a lot of the friendships, and a lot of these meaningful connections that we've all made through this
Yeah,
program.
that's for sure. You know, before coming to program, I talked to a couple of people from last year who finished this program, and they were saying like, "Oh my God, you are so lucky you will live through this experience, and I wish we could do this again because I definitely, probably like in 5-10 years, could be back."
Yeah, no, absolutely.
What
Yeah.
is one thing you will take with you out of this program?
It's a very tough question,
I
but
know.
it's also a very meaningful question. I think the one thing that I'm going to take away is the friendships and the relationships that we've all built in the past 6 weeks. What are the odds you and I, run across each other or have this kind of conversation if it wasn't for SCP, right? So from that perspective, especially now that we're all, sort of very mature in our age and where we are in our career, and we're very rational, this is truly amazing. I really intend to cherish these and participate, and find more opportunities to engage. And I can definitely tell you, and it's not my word, there's a lot of data. A lot of us are going to be in the next list of groundbreaking innovation, right? Or disrupting ideas, right? Zoom CEO was a great example.
Yeah.
Eric's speech really moved me. So I strongly believe this is one big thing, which is us, all of us, and being able to connect at a very deeper level.
Thank you for sharing, Raj.
Thank you,
It's a
Yev.
pleasure.
It was my pleasure.
Likewise.
Appreciate it.
Good.